This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been stripped of his traditional title of Wazirin Adamawa following a new directive by the Adamawa state government. The directive in question ordered traditional rulers to remove kingmakers and council members who are not indigents of their emirates of chiefdoms. Joining the conversation this morning is Mahdi Abba, who is a lecturer at the Modiba Adama University in Yola. Good morning, Mr. Abba. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Can we start with getting your reaction to this directive that has essentially stripped former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of his traditional title?
All right. To start with, actually, we saw a circular going around social media issued by Permanent Secretary Chieftaincy Affairs that all traditional title holders and kingmakers that don't belong to Emirates, originally they're not indigenous of that side, but we don't know the authenticity of that circular. That is one. Two, assuming it is authentic, who is an indigent? That's a very difficult question. Even the Nigerian Constitution find it very difficult to define. Atiku has been in Yola all his life. He worked in Lagos, he was in Abuja, he was all over the world. Yes, in fact, he has left his main community where he was born long time ago. So who is an indigent is a very difficult thing to define. So the letter is just, it doesn't have direction, because it should have mentioned specifically where they want to go or who they want to hit. But in my own opinion, if government want to make policies and programs, they should not target people. They should make a universal laws that can stand the test of time. These are kind of policies that cannot stand any test of time, and it's very difficult to understand where they're heading to, who they want to strip. Is it Atiku? Is it other people? Is it Gilamido they want to hit, or whoever they want to hit? This is their own opinion on that thing. But again, if you look at Fintiri, who's the governor of Adamawa, Atiku has been very instrumental in bringing him as a governor. And even right now, one of Atiku's sons is a commissioner in the government of Fintiri. In fact, he is holding a very powerful ministry. And if really Fintiri is fighting his father, I find it very difficult to understand why he is still in the government. Or he chose the government or the Fintiri more than his father, or is just that trying to play politics with Adamawa people and the Emirate itself.
So, Mr. Abba, I mean, in reference to the press secretary, he'd come out to say that, look, all these claims of a rift between Governor Fintiri and Wazirin Adamawa, they're actually rumors. And also, we know that the Adamawa government had created new emirates or councilorships. This was traditional councils in December of last year. Can you speak to us on the reactions to this creation and how the state says it's because of this creation that we're seeing some stripping happening to people who have previously held titles?
Yes, actually, the government created some chiefdom last year or later last year. And, Governor Fintiri is just too naive in his governance, putting more effort and energy on traditional institutions. He should have faced other things more important than traditional institutions. But as I said earlier, when you want to make laws that are universal. What I mean by universal here, that can stand test of time. Laws are not meant to target people. Even creating the chiefdom, the opinion of generality of people around Adamawa and nearby communities, the chiefdom were created to reduce the power of some areas and chiefs, directly reducing their landmass, reducing their kingdom area, and also creating some ruffles within the emirate, some kingdom. So that is the definition of many people, because the Lamido of Adamawa is probably the main target. And if you look at it, some of the chiefdoms that were created within his own kingdom, and meaning his landmass was reduced. They created some emirs out of his emirate, and then to culminate it again, now trying to strip some people some of their titles. But again, I still have my opinion who is an indigent. Even if you will ask him how long has left his own original community, he may not even tell you, because it's been long in Yola, just like Atiku has been in Yola all his life. And Atiku is not only in Yola, Atiku is married to the family of the emir, Lamido of Adamawa. The Lamido, one of his wives is a sister to the Lamido of Adamawa. His children are in that house. So you cannot divorce Atiku and the emirate, the emir of Yola or Lamido of Yola. It's not possible. The tradition is there, the indigenship is there, the relationship is there, the culture is there. So I find it very difficult to understand what these laws aim to achieve.
So one of the things we have heard is that usually these titles are reserved for people within, whether it's the royal line or appointed by the Lamido, but the idea is that these people also happen to be from the Fulani tribe and then make up the emirate. And then we understand that Mr. Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president, is not Fulani. Some of what we've heard is that when he was initially given the title of Wazirin Adamawa, this was one of the things that came up. Can you speak to us about those dynamics and whether it is ethnicity that matters in these appointments versus being an indigene of the land?
No, the title holders is a prerogative of the Lamido to appoint people he wants to appoint as title holders. But the position of Waziri is not only a title, but it's also among the kingmakers and the council member. And at that level again, the Lamido still have the prerogative right to appoint who become the Waziri of Adamawa or his own Waziri. So, and for the government to start bringing policies and laws to strip people their own title, I think they need to understand the tradition and the culture of people and modernity. The traditional institutions is one very important institution in our system, whose people believe in it. The institution look at prominent people and try to bring them into the system so that it will facilitate governance and ease access to power. And I think these are some of the reasons why you see the emirs, the Lamidos, the king, and so on and so forth, try to look at people with personality and adopt them. It is their own prerogative cultural right to bring in people, give them title anywhere they are. Unless the new system now is bringing new law. But this is all over in Nigeria. You can bring in people not from your side. Even right now, Atiku is holding many titles from southern part of this country. And even Fintiri himself, he was given titles in many places. The governor, right now, the governor of Adamawa State is holding titles from different places that he was not an indigene of that side. So that is why you need to understand if the law is targeting some people, and it's very unfortunate.
So, Mr. Abba, as we round off this conversation, has there been any reaction from, I guess, essentially people who were within the scope of influence of the Waziri of Adamawa?
Yes, if you listen to news, social media, and the traditional news outfit, there are a lot of people condemning the circular, condemning the policy, condemning the legislation, and in fact, not only condemning, some people decided to take it to court, to restrain the governor and his team from taking these types of decisions against the culture of the people.
Mr. Abba, thank you very much for your time on this conversation. Mahdi Abba is a lecturer at the Modiba Adama University in Yola, joining us this morning to speak on a circular by the Adamawa State government that essentially stripped former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of his traditional title of Wazirin Adamawa. This directive in question is directing traditional rulers to remove kingmakers and council members who are not indigenes of their emirates or chiefdoms.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.